This video contains a truth that has changed the lives of many people. If you are having health problems and have ever felt stuck, please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment in the comment section so we can share useful knowledge together. Have you ever sat down after a meal and thought, why does my stomach feel like it's doing somersaults? Or maybe you've noticed your digestion just isn't what it used to be. Bloating, gas, sluggish bowels. It's frustrating, isn't it? You start watching what you eat more carefully, avoiding your favorite foods, and still, something just doesn't feel right. You're not alone. After 60, our bodies begin to change, and one of the first systems to feel that change is our digestive tract. Now here's the good news. You don't have to live with that uncomfortable, heavy feeling after meals. You don't need to accept constipation as your new normal. And you definitely don't have to give up the foods you love just to avoid an upset stomach. What you can do starting today is give your digestive system the love and support it deserves by simply adding a few powerful foods to your routine. That's what we're diving into today. 5 natural, senior-friendly foods that can transform the way you feel after every meal. And no, I'm not talking about pills or powders. I mean real, tasty foods you can find at any grocery store. These are foods that don't just ease digestion, they help your body absorb more nutrients, give you more energy, and yes, even support your immune system. So if you're tired of feeling uncomfortable, tired of relying on medications to stay regular, and ready to feel good in your gut again, stay with me. This could be the beginning of a beautiful change for your health. Before we jump in, I want to remind you this is a two-way street. If you're dealing with digestive problems, or if there's a medical condition you've been struggling with, share it in the comments. I read them, and I respond. You're not just a viewer, you're part of a community here, and your voice matters. All right, let's get into the very first food that could make a world of difference for your digestion. And honestly, most people overlook it, but it's one of nature's most gentle healers. It's something you've probably had before, but maybe not often enough and maybe not at the right time. I'm talking about papaya. This bright orange fruit is more than just sweet and tropical. It contains an enzyme called papain, which helps your body break down proteins and digest food more efficiently. That means less bloating, less gassiness, and more comfort after you eat. Papaya is like a soft hug for your stomach. It's gentle, easy to digest, and ideal for sensitive tummies. One of my patients, Martha, a vibrant 74-year-old, used to complain about feeling heavy and sluggish after meals, even though she wasn't eating much. I asked her to start having a small bowl of fresh papaya mid-morning, or after dinner a few times a week. Within 2 weeks, she told me, "Doc, I feel light again. I didn't know food could make me feel better after eating." It was that simple. Fresh is always best, but if you can't find ripe papaya in your area, even a good quality frozen option can help. Just make sure there's no added sugar. Your gut doesn't need that extra burden. Now, let's talk about the second food, which might surprise you. It's creamy, comforting, and packed with billions of tiny allies working for your health. I'm talking about plain yogurt, but not just any yogurt. I'm talking about yogurt with live active cultures, the kind that helps rebuild and maintain healthy gut bacteria. Our gut is like a garden. Over time, with stress, medications, and age, some of the good plants, our friendly bacteria, start to wither, and the bad weeds and friendly bacteria take over. That's when we start feeling all those nasty symptoms like constipation, indigestion, even brain fog and fatigue. Adding probiotic-rich foods like yogurt can help restore balance. Here's what I suggest: a small bowl of plain yogurt, maybe with some sliced banana or berries, once a day. It's especially helpful after a course of antibiotics, or if you've been dealing with irregular bowel movements. Avoid flavored yogurts. They're often loaded with sugar and artificial additives, which actually work against your gut health. Think clean, simple, and natural. And for my friends who are sensitive to dairy, there are wonderful non-dairy options made from almond, coconut, or oat milk. But make sure they still have live cultures. You'll see it listed on the label. Now, some folks ask me, "But Doc, what if I'm lactose intolerant?" That's an important question. The great news is, many people who can't tolerate milk can still enjoy small amounts of plain yogurt without trouble, because the cultures help break down the lactose. Just start small. See how your body responds, and always listen to what it's telling you. We're 2 foods in, and already your gut's getting a big boost. Imagine what happens when you start combining these powerful tools consistently. Your digestion smooths out. Your energy lifts. You start to feel like yourself again, maybe even better. And that brings us to the 3rd food, a bit earthier, but just as important. It's one that's been around for thousands of years and is finally getting the respect it deserves. In the modern world of medicine, it's not fancy, it's not exotic, but it works wonders for your digestive system. It's lentils. That's right, humble, hearty lentils. They might not sound exciting, but these little legumes are like gold for your digestive system. They're packed with soluble and insoluble fiber, which not only helps keep your bowel movements regular, but also acts like a scrub brush for your colon. Think of it as gentle housekeeping for your gut. As we get older, our digestive muscles can slow down a bit. That's one reason constipation becomes more common after 60. But fiber is like giving those muscles a wake-up call. It helps food move through your system the way it's supposed to, smoothly and consistently. Lentils, in particular, are one of the best fiber-rich foods out there because they're easy to cook, versatile, and gentle on the stomach. And let's not forget, lentils are also a fantastic source of plant-based protein and iron, both of which can be incredibly helpful if you're trying to maintain your strength and energy without relying too much on heavy meats. I often tell patients, especially those with slower digestion or concerns about red meat, to swap out just 1 or 2 meals a week for a hearty lentil soup or stew. Not only does it help with digestion, but it also gives your body a break from overly processed foods that tend to bog everything down. My friend Harold, 68, had been feeling sluggish and bloated for weeks. He told me he felt weighed down, even when he wasn't eating large meals. We looked at his diet: lots of processed meats, white bread, very little fiber. I suggested he try a lentil salad with olive oil and lemon a couple of times a week. Within a few days, he was already feeling lighter, more energized. I had no idea it was this simple, he said. And that's the thing, it is simple. But sometimes we just need someone to remind us. Now, once you're eating more fiber, it's crucial to keep your body hydrated. Water is your digestive system's best friend. But there's also a special kind of water-rich food that takes things to the next level. It hydrates, soothes, and even helps reduce inflammation in the gut. You've probably already got it sitting in your fridge, or you've walked past it in the grocery store dozens of times. I'm talking about cucumbers. Now, cucumbers might not seem like a superfood, but when it comes to digestion, they absolutely are. They're full of water and contain a little something called pectin, a type of soluble fiber that supports bowel regularity. Plus, they're easy to digest, which is especially helpful if you're dealing with a sensitive stomach or ongoing discomfort. The best part? You can enjoy cucumbers in so many ways. Slice them into salads, blend them into smoothies, or simply eat them as a crunchy snack with a sprinkle of sea salt. They cool the body, calm the gut, and help flush out toxins naturally. One of my patients, Gloria 82 and sharp as a tack, swears by her afternoon cucumber snack. They keep me regular, she says with a smile, and they help with my acid reflux too. And you know what? She's right. For many seniors, cucumbers can also soothe the esophagus and stomach lining, reducing that burning sensation we often call heartburn. What I love about cucumbers, and what I think you'll love too, is that they're so easy. No fancy preparation, no expensive ingredients, just simple, natural hydration and gentle support for your belly. At this point, you might be noticing a pattern. These foods aren't extreme. They're not strange or hard to find. They're gentle, accessible, and work with your body, not against it. And when you start to nourish your digestive system in this way, other things begin to change too. You sleep better, you feel lighter, your clothes fit more comfortably, and maybe most importantly, you feel more in control again. Now, of course, none of this works if you don't make it part of your routine. So I always recommend choosing just one thing to start with. Maybe it's adding lentils to your dinner once a week, or reaching for a bowl of yogurt instead of a sugary snack, or keeping a few slices of papaya on hand after lunch. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. Small steps really do lead to big changes, especially when it comes to your digestion. And that brings us to one last food, probably the most underrated of them all. It's been used in traditional medicine for centuries. It has a strong flavor, but an even stronger impact on your gut health. And if you're willing to give it a try, it might just become your secret weapon. Ginger. Yes, that spicy little root that might already be sitting in your kitchen drawer or spice rack. Ginger isn't just for flavor, it's been used for centuries as a natural remedy for all kinds of stomach issues. And let me tell you, it's one of the most powerful tools you can use to soothe your gut, ease bloating, and even reduce nausea. What makes ginger so special? Well, it contains compounds called gingerols and shogaols, which have anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. These help your stomach empty more efficiently, which means food doesn't just sit there, causing discomfort or indigestion. That's incredibly important as we age, because for many seniors, delayed stomach emptying is one of the hidden culprits behind bloating, acid reflux, and that sluggish, heavy feeling after eating. I had a patient once, Eleanor, who was 75 and had been living with what she called the dreaded after-dinner bloat for years. She tried everything from over-the-counter meds to peppermint teas, but nothing gave her lasting relief. We added a simple ginger tea to her evening routine. Just a few slices of fresh ginger steeped in hot water after dinner. That was it. Within a week, she called me to say, "I feel like I have my body back." And she wasn't exaggerating. Her digestion improved, and so did her mood and sleep. That's the thing with digestion, it affects everything. When your gut is off, nothing feels quite right. But when it's working smoothly, it's like a fog lifts. You feel lighter, more mobile, even more hopeful. And that's not just emotional, it's biological. A healthy gut helps regulate hormones, supports your immune system, and even affects your brain. Yes, your brain. In fact, researchers now refer to the gut as the second brain. It's packed with nerves that talk directly to your real brain. And if those signals are off because your gut's inflamed, constipated, or sluggish, it can affect everything from your memory to your mood. That's why these small changes can feel so powerful. You're not just improving digestion, you're supporting your entire well-being. And if you're wondering how to make ginger part of your daily routine, without making things complicated, here are a few simple ways. Start with ginger tea, either from fresh root or high-quality ginger tea bags. You can add grated ginger to your soups, stir-fries, or even smoothies. Some folks like a little in warm lemon water first thing in the morning. It wakes up your gut in the most gentle way. Now, if you're someone who's sensitive to strong flavors, start small. A little goes a long way. But don't let that stop you. Ginger can be that missing puzzle piece in your wellness routine, and the beautiful part is, it's natural, affordable, and backed by centuries of wisdom and modern science. So now we've talked about 5 powerful foods that can help you naturally improve digestion as you age without harsh medications, without gimmicks, and without sacrificing taste or comfort. It all comes down to this: real food, real impact. But I want you to remember something: this isn't about perfection. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet in one day. In fact, I don't recommend that. What really matters is consistency. Choose one change. Maybe today, it's swapping your afternoon cookie for a bowl of yogurt with a few slices of papaya. Maybe tomorrow, it's tossing some cucumbers into your lunch salad or sipping on ginger tea before bed. These are small steps, but each one is a step toward feeling better. And when you start feeling better, everything else begins to shift. Your energy lifts. Your mind clears. You might even start enjoying food again instead of dreading how it'll make you feel afterward. You deserve that. You deserve to enjoy food, to feel energized after a meal, and to live with comfort and confidence in your own body no matter your age. And I want to hear from you too. What's been your experience with digestion as you've gotten older? Have you tried any of these foods? What's worked for you and what hasn't? Leave a comment below and share your story. Not only does it help me guide future videos, but you might also inspire someone else who's going through the same thing. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps more people discover this kind of content. And don't forget to subscribe for more simple, powerful tips to help you live your healthiest life at any age. You're not alone in this journey, and you're not stuck. With just a few natural changes, you can start feeling better from the inside out. Here's to living your best life comfortably, confidently, and fully. Because your age doesn't define your health. Your choices do.